What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Jim Graphics. In today's video I'll be teaching you guys how to design this simple church flyer in coreldraw. If you're new, consider subscribing by clicking on the red button below and turn on the bell icon in order not to miss any of my future upload. Coming over here guys, these are the stock images we'll be working with. I'm going to put the link of all this in the down description below so you can check it out and make use of it. Without any further ado guys, let's get straight to the video. Welcome to coreldraw guys. So the first thing we'll be doing now is to change our paper size, and the size we'll be working with today is A5 size. Alright, so to change this, come over to your property bar and locate letters. Alright, that's your page size. Then come over to this and select A5. Alright, so click on A5 and change your orientation to landscape. Alright, so this is what you're going to have. So the next thing we're going to do guys is bring in our rectangle tool, all right, and draw this way. So as you can see, it's not fitted to this frame. So what I'm going to do is copy this. If you're using a lower version, all you need to do is just double click on this rectangle. It's going to bring itself here. So if you don't have if you're using this version, Corel 2020, all you need to do is just come over to the page size, copy this, all right, select your rectangle, come back to it and paste it, all right, then copy this again, come over to this place and paste it. All right, so we can get the perfect size of this frame. So the next thing we're going to do guys is remove the black stroke. If you want to remove this black stroke, all you need to do is come over to this and right click on it and select set outline color. It's going to take itself out. So the next thing we're going to do guys is import our stock images for this tutorial. So if you want to import your stock images in coreldraw or anything in coreldraw, all you need to do is right click over here and select import. The shortcut is Ctrl I, or come over to your file on your menu bar and locate import. All right, so this is what you're going to have. Once it's done, all you need to do is come over to this. All right, locate where your files are saved, and mine is saved on download videos, and this is the folder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of this which we'll be working with, all right, in this tutorial. All right, so I'm going to select all of this and select all of this for now. So once you're done, click on import. All right, then place them here. All right, you can basically click on enter to bring everything, all right, this way. Click on enter, or you can just basically click and drag. All right, so I'm going to place all of this here. All right, I'm going to place all of this here. All right, so I'm going to place all of this and leave it to that. So the next thing we're going to do guys is import our images. All right, so click on import, then locate this folder. These are the images we'll be working with. So I'm going to use Ctrl A to select everything and click on import. All right, so I'm going to place all the images here. All right, so we're going to place all this here and basically leave them here, and all right, boom, this is what you're going to have guys. So I'm going to scale this down and leave this to this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate the logos. These are the logos and the background, so I'm going to separate all of this. All right, this is the background and this is the background. All right, this is a background and this is also a background. This is likewise the background, and this is the logo. This is a logo, this is a logo, and this is a logo. So leave this here. These are the supporters, these are the sponsors logo. So we're going to place this here, and maybe we'll make use of that later. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to keep this here, and now what we're going to do is set our background for this tutorial. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to bring in this background. All right, so scale this up this way. All right, so once you're done scaling it up, all you need to do is just come over to your file and locate effect, because I want to apply a blur effect to this background. All right, so what you're going to do is come over to effect, select blur, then Gaussian blur. All right guys, so this is what you're going to have. So basically just add a little bit of blur to it, maybe 4.1 pixel. It's fine, or we can increase it to this. All right, so this is what you're going to have, 8.9 pixels. So click on OK, and what we're going to do is power clip this background into this frame. So to do that, right click on the background, select, click on it, and right click, that is select. All right, select the background by clicking on it, then right click on it and select power clip inside. All right, so this is what you're going to have. So once you do that, this arrow is going to come up. All you need to do is just place it on the frame we have and left click on it, and this is what you're going to have, guys. So what we're going to do now is as you can see, it's not fitted to frame. So what we're going to do is right click again and select edit power clip, and we're going to bring this up this way and scale this up this way. All right, so we're going to place this and scale it a bit and leave that to that. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to use my transparency tool and blend this to the frame we have this way. All right, so all you need to do is just blend this way and leave that to that. So the next thing we're going to do is click on finish, and as you can see, this is what we have. So the next thing we're going to do is bring in this background. All right, scale it up, apply the blur effect to it, come to your effect, blur, Gaussian blur. All right, wait for it to load, and you can increase the blur effect. All right, so I think we're good with this 80.3 pixels. So click on OK and do the same thing, right click on it and select power clip, then place it into this frame. And what we're going to do is right click again and select edit power clip. All right, so as you can see, if you edit power clip, if you select your edit power clip, as you can see, all of this is not selected, only leaving you with just the background you're working with. All right, so you can place this in here. All right, place this in here and basically scale this up this way. And what you're going to do is use your transparency tool and fade out this part this way. Just blend it to the background. All right, blend it to the background and take it up a bit. All right, so take it up a bit, and you can bring this one down this way, and this is what you're going to have, guys. So the next one we're going to do is click on finish and leaving us with this. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in this background. All right, and right click on it, select edit power clip and place it into the background. Now right click again and select edit power clip. So what we're going to do is we're going to blend this into this background, scaling this way. All right, we're going to scale this way and use our transparency tool on your toolbar, blend this to the background this way. And if you want to blend a multiple part in coreldraw, once you blend the first part, all you need to do is come over to your bitmap and select convert to bitmap. All right, on your menu bar, convert to bitmap. Now click on convert to bitmap, and I told you guys in my previous videos, if you want to convert any image in coreldraw, make sure your color mode you're converting to RGB, not CMYK. All right, even though you're printing it, convert to RGB, not CMYK, even though you are printing the flyer or the job you are designing. All right, so come over to your color mode and select RGB. Make sure your resolution is at 300 and click on OK. Then select this and drag up this way. All right, drag up this way, and what we're going to do is bitmap again, convert to bitmap, click on OK, highlight and drag this way. All right, blend it to the background and convert to bitmap again. As you can see, guys, I believe you're getting it. All right, so this is basically what you're going to have, guys. We're going to just place this here, scale it up a bit. All right, and leave that to that. So use your come over to your transparency tool and change this blend mode to screen. Let's see what we're going to have. This is not good, and let's take the overlay. The overlay is fine, so we're blending with overlay blend mode. All right, guys, so this is what you're going to have, guys. Now as you can see, it's blended perfectly to the background. So click on finish, and this is what you're going to have. So the next thing we're going to do, guys, is basically we're going to arrange our images to the flyer we have here. So the next thing we're going to do now is bring in all of this image. So the first one I'm going to bring now is you know, if you're arranging your image in coreldraw, you have to look at the images and look at their position before you arrange. All right, so I'm going to bring in this one. All right, keep it here. I'm going to use my shape tool and reduce this. All right, bring it closer to the image. All right, highlight, bring it closer to the image, highlight, and bring it closer to the image. All right guys, so this is what you're going to have. So the next thing I'm going to do, if you're working with too much background and image in coreldraw, as you can see, sometimes your coreldraw will be lagging. So guys, try and upgrade your RAM. All right, upgrade your RAM maybe to 12 gig or 16 gig. All right, I'm using 12 gig RAM on my own system. All right, so the next one I'm going to bring is this one. I'm going to place this one here. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select this one and use shift plus page up. I'll put that on the screen for you guys to see. Shift plus page up on your keyboard to bring this one forward. As you can see, before it was behind this one. Now use shift page up to bring it forward this way. So this is what you're going to have. So bring it closer into the background this way, into the image, sorry. Bring it closer. So the next one I'm going to bring is this one. So let's bring in this one and scale it down a bit. You can see the face is kind of more bolder than this one, so you're going to scale it down and place it here. All right, so we're going to place that here, and let's leave that to that. So the next thing I'm going to do is, let me scale this one up this way, bring it to this point, and the next one I'm going to bring is this, and I'm going to place this one here. All right, let's place it here. So this is what you're going to have. So the next one I'm going to bring is this one. I'm going to place it here. So let's scale this down and bring this one forward a bit. All right, so this is what you are going to have. Don't worry about the edges, guys. We'll work on that later. So the next thing I'm going to do is bring in this image and place it here. I'm going to scale this up this way. All right, don't forget guys, if you're placing your image in coreldraw, if you're working with multiple images, make sure you look at their positions. All right, the way they look on their postures, all right, on their images, so that will enable you place them very, very effectively. All right guys, so this is what you're going to have. So the next thing I'm going to do guys is I'm going to bring in this one. All right, the guy on the guitar, and I'm going to bring it over here. All right, so we're going to use shift page down to bring it to the back, and use control page up to bring it forward this way. All right, so I'm going to place this here. All right guys, so this is what you're going to have. So let's scale this up a bit so the face can be bolder. So we're going to place this way and leave that to that. So the next one I'm going to bring is okay, let's bring in this lady and place her here. Scale her up this way and scale her up a bit more. So I'm going to use my shape tool to reduce the frame this way. Reduce the frame. Sometimes if you don't reduce the frame guys, it will be hard for you guys to select the other image or the rest of the image around it. All right, so scale it up and place it here. All right, so this is what you're going to have. So the next one I'm going to bring, let's bring it one a bit down. All right, so this is what you're going to have. So I'm going to shift this one in a bit. All right, that's good. So bring this one in a bit again. So this is what you're going to have guys. So the next thing I'm going to do is, let's bring this guy down a bit. All right, so this is what you're going to have. So the next thing I'm going to do is bring in this one. All right, use shift or control page down on your keyboard. Just be pressing it guys till it gets to where you want it. All right, so that is it guys, that is it. So I'm going to scale this up this way and bring this here. All right, so I'm going to bring this here. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the next guy, which is this. Place it over here. All right, and scale it up this way. All right, so I'm going to scale it up this way and bring it to the back using control or shift page down. It's to the back now. Use control page up to bring it forward, and you can basically scale it out this way. All right, scale it down a bit. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to select this image, shift it to the right a bit, all right, and shift this one. All right guys, so this is what you're going to have. So the next thing I'm going to do is bring this one down, and let's take this one to the right and take this one to the right again and leave that to that. So the next one I'm going to bring is this guy and place it over here. All right, so I'm going to use shift or control page down to take it to back, all right, this way. So we're going to scale this one down, and basically we're going to place it here. Okay, this one has a lot of frames, so we're going to reduce this and reduce this one. All right, so to enable us to select those ones. All right guys, so this is what you're going to have. So the next thing I'm going to do is, okay, let me reduce the frame again for this one, and let's leave that to that. So the next thing I'm going to do is, the next one I'm going to bring is this one. Let's place it here. Same thing, shift page down and bring it forward using shift page up. All right, so we're going to place this one here. All right, we're going to leave that to that. So this is what you're going to have, guys. So the next one I'm going to bring is let's bring in this lady and place her here. All right, so shift page down or control page down, anyone that works for you. All right, make use of it. So this is what you're going to have, guys. So let's scale this one here, take it to the back. All right, so this is what we're going to have. So the next one I'm going to bring is let me scale this one up a bit, and the next one I'm going to bring is this guy. Place it here. All right, so let's scale this one up this way and take it behind. All right, so this is it, this is it, this is it, guys, this is it. So the next thing I'm going to do is bring in the last guy, which is this one. Scale it up this way. All right, take it behind this guy, and this is it, guys. So that's what you're going to have. So let's scale this down. So if you look closely, guys, this is kind of tactical, so you need to, you know, give it enough time, so this is what you're going to have, guys. So let's select all of this and scale this down a bit. All right, so this is what you're going to have. So guys, the next thing we're going to do is now we're going to blend all of this image to this background. So we're going to fade out all of the edges. So use your transparency tool on your tools bar, select this one, blend this way, click and drag. All right, click and drag, select this, click and drag. Don't worry, if you make any mistake, we can still adjust later. So for now, let's blend to the background. All right, so click and drag this one, the background. All right, so click and drag. Basically, all you need to do is just be selecting, and now click on this one and fade it out. So as you can see, it's kind of reflecting on this picture. So you need to do is convert it to bitmap. All right, and fade out this one, this part. All right, guys, so next thing I'm going to do is bitmap it again and fade out this. All right, I'm going to fade out this. So we're good with that. So select this one and fade it to the background. All right, so select this one, fade it to the background. All right, so you can bitmap this one. As you can see, it's affecting this image, so you can fade out this part. All right, so we're good with that. So what we're going to do now is let's fade out this one. All right, so select this one and bitmap it. All right, then you can fade it out this way. Now select this one, select this and bitmap, sorry, blend to the background. I'm sorry for that, guys, I'm sorry for that. So blend it this way. Now what we're going to do is select this one, blend to the background, blend to the background this way. Now select this one and blend this way. Alright guys, you can see this is what we are going to have. Alright, so we're good with all of this, we're good with this. If you don't understand guys, drop me a comment. So as you can see, this image is making all of this it's making this design to be lagging. So what I'm going to do is, I've gotten what I want, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert all of this to bitmap. Alright, so if you actually want to, you can select this and paste it on another page. So if you want to make use of it anytime, you can come back to it. So now what we're going to do is convert it to bitmap this way. Alright, now so as you can see, it's not lagging anymore. So select your transparency to blend all of this to the background this way, and this is what we're going to have. So you can scale this up this way and bring it down a bit. If you made it to this point, congratulations guys. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the logo, which is this. Alright, I'm going to bring this logo, so I'm going to extract this logo from this background. So to do that, come over to this, convert it to bitmap. Alright, now go back to your bitmap, select mode, black and white. Alright, make sure your conversation mode is at line art. Then select OK. If you encounter this problem this way, like you come over to this point, you're not seeing your after, all you need to do is come over to this threshold and reduce it. Alright, reduce it to the point you can see the after. This is the before and this is the after. So click on OK, and as you can see, now come over to your trace bitmap, outline trace, line art, and wait for it to load. Alright, so this is the before and this is the after. So what you're going to do is click on OK. So select this one and delete this. So what we're going to do is ungroup this, then select this and delete. So delete the ones you don't want and delete all the ones you don't want. Alright, so I'm deleting the black ones, leaving the white. Alright, so I'm deleting the black one, leaving the white. Though I just put this logo for you guys so you can make use of it. Alright, so I already designed this logo, so just want to teach you guys how to extract logos from a background. I've taught you guys before. So what we're going to do is place this one here. Alright, we're going to place this here and change the color to, let's give it this red, and come over to this color node here and double click on it. Alright, and what you're going to do is come over to this color viewer, then use this point and darken this way and leave that to that. So what we're going to do is click on OK, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my text for this tutorial. So what I'm going to do is come over to your notepad and select all of this text, Ctrl A to select, then Ctrl C to copy, then come over to your text tool and click over here, Ctrl V to paste, and then give it a white color. As you can see, we can see it, so we're going to give it a white color so we can see. I'm going to reduce the font to maybe 10 and place this to this part. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. I'm going to cut this out and paste it here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is let's give it a black color so we can see this. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to call out this rib 9. So we have their logo already, so I'm going to bring this and scale it up this way. Alright, so we're going to extract just the same way we did this. So I'm going to convert it to bitmap. Alright, then come over to your mode, black and white, and click on OK, and come over to your trace bitmap, line art, and wait for it to load. Alright, so this is their logo actually. So what we're going to do is click on OK, and we can basically delete this one, and let's type this one out, raise it back. That's the meaning of the rib, that's the RIB rib. So we're going to place this here and change the font of this to sequel. Alright, So we're going to change the font of this to sequel. Alright, so I'm going to select and scale this. Don't worry, I'm going to put the names of all these fonts, guys, for you in the down description. So I'm going to select this and scale it down. So I'm going to place this over here. Alright, and now let's delete this one. Alright, I'm going to place this here and leave this to this. Alright, so this is the rib 9, is a rib 9. Alright, they've done the rib 8 from this is the rib 9 concept. Alright, so I'm going to put 9 here and change the font to Times New Roman. Alright, so I'm going to put this here and I'm going to bold it. Alright, I'm going to scale this up this way, place this over here. So let's ungroup this, select this one. I'm going to place this here. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give this one an outline. Alright, white outline. Now I'm going to increase the white outline by double clicking on this. Alright, so what I'm going to do is increase the weight to, okay, change this to points. Alright, then increase the weight to, let's say, 3. First of all, increase it to 3 and leave that to that. So click on OK. Alright, now what you're going to do is come over to the object on your menu bar and select convert outline to objects. So this is what you're going to have, leaving you with this and this. Now select the white one and select this, holding your shift, select this and hold your shift on your keyboard, then select the letter B and come over to your trim on your property bar, select trim on your property bar, and now what you're going to do is delete the white one. As you can see, it gave out like a cutout on the letter B. Alright, it gave out a cutout on the letter B, as you can see. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to give it a white outline. Alright, then let's increase it. Now let's increase it. Alright, so let's say 2 and come back to your this and select behind fill. Alright, then click on OK. Alright, so let's scale this one, let's bring it back a bit. Alright, leaving us with the cutout. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give this one a white color. Let's group this one back, let's give it a white color. Alright, then give this one a red color. Alright, so this is what you're going to have. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in this background. Alright, and place it into this letter 9. So what we're going to do is right click on it and select power clip, then place it into this part and leave that to that. So we can actually select edit power clip. Alright, and let's just edit it a bit. So basically, guys, this is what you're going to have. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my interactive fill tool and scale this way, then select this one and give it a little bit of blue. Alright, come over to this show color viewer, then drag this to the blue color. Alright, then give it like a little percent of blue, just a little, this way, guys, just a little bit of blue. It must not show, guys, but this is okay, this is fine. And now this is what you're going to have. So the next thing I'm going to do is select this, then use my ellipse tool and draw this way. Alright, draw this way and give it a yellow color, then take it behind fill, use control page down to take it behind this way, and this is what you're going to have. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select this and group it together. So what we're going to do now is apply a shadow to it. So use your shadow tool and draw this way. Alright, draw this way. So increase the shadow weight to this, and what you're going to do is use Control K to break it apart, to break the shadow and the text apart. So bring this down this way. Alright, bring this down this way, and this is what you're going to have. So the next thing we're going to do, guys, is let's reduce this way. and this is what we're going to have. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in this mini star's name, all right, and place it over here. All right, so let's give it a black color, and we're going to remove this, paste it over here, and change the font to sequel. All right, we're going to change the font to sequel. Something bold, but not that bold, guys. So this is good, I guess. This one, okay. All right, guys, so we're going to make use of this one. So we're going to scale this down, all right, and place it here. We're going to reduce this one again this way. So let's change it to something bolder. All right, so let's select something bold. All right, so this is fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to scale this down this way and use our shape tool and scale it up this way, increase the spacing, then change the font of this to pink blue. All right, so we're going to place this one here and give it a red color. All right, so let's scale this down. So this is what you're going to have. So the next thing I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to bring in this theme. All right, use Ctrl K to break it apart. All right, so bring this one down. When you break it apart, what you're going to do is change the fonts to this. I put the name of this, the name of the font here for you guys. So we're going to copy the name of the font and paste it here. Big Noodles. Wow, noodles. So we're going to scale this up this way and bring this here. All right, so I'm going to place this one here and change the font, the name of this font to the Jacklyn. All right, so once you do that, make this letter to be small letter T and scale this up this way. So once you do that, place it over here and leave that to that. So the next one we're going to do is scale this one up this way and reduce this. So we're going to give this purple, then double click on this to change. Go to your color viewer and give it a darker purple this way. All right, give it a dark shade of purple, and this is what you're going to have. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in this background. All right, and power clip it into this. Right click and select power clip, then place it into this this one we have. So what we're going to do is edit power clip this way and place it here. And once you do that, use your transparency tool and fade out this part this way. We just want to see just a little bit of it, and click on OK, and this is what you're going to have, guys. So the next thing I'm going to do is give it an outline, white outline, then increase the white outline. All right, go to this and double click. All right, now once your outline pen is up, come to this and change to 3 points, then behind fill. All right, let's reduce to 2. All right, behind fill, and what we're going to do is click on OK. Now select your shadow tool and drag this way. All right, so once you do that, come over to your property bar and select add. All right, then what you're going to do is basically come over to this and give it white. All right, and this is what you're going to have. Come to your property bar, select add, that's your blend mode, change it to add on using your shadow tool. All right, so come over to your shadow color and change it to white. So that's what you're going to have. This is what you're going to have, guys. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the rectangle tool and draw this way. All right, so I'm going to draw this way. So after doing that, what we're going to do is I'm going to bring in my interactive fill tool and draw this way. Now I'm going to give it this purple color. All right, again, give it this dark shade of purple and come over to this. All right, maybe we can leave that to black. I think that's fine. So what we're going to do is convert it to, first of all, let's use our transparency tool and draw this way, fade out this part. All right, so once you fade out this part, come over to your bitmap, convert to bitmap. All right, so fade out this part. All right, so what we're going to do is select this, use shift F3 on your keyboard to change to uppercase this way, and change the font to sequel. All right, let's type sequel. Guys, I'm not good at pronouncing fonts, guys, so bear with me. So this is what you're going to have. So change the font color to white and place it over here. As you can see, it's behind fill. So what you're going to do is use shift page up to bring it forward. Say this is what you're going to have, guys. This is what you're going to have. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my rectangle tool again and draw this way. All right, so I'm going to draw this way, remove the outline. All right, so I'm going to use, let me reduce this using my shape tool. Let's scale this up this way. I'm going to bring this one up and reduce this one this way. So I'm going to use my what is it called interactive fill tool and draw this way again. Give it the same purple we're working with. All right, the same shade of purple we're working with. All right, so let's give this one dark blue. All right, dark blue, and this is it, guys. So this is what you're going to have. So the next thing I'm going to do is copy the venue. I'm going to cut the venue and paste it here. All right, so once you do that, you can bold it, reduce this, and leave that to that. So the next thing I'm going to do is bring in this venue icon. All right, and I'm going to extract this so we can change the color to whatever we want to use. And what you're going to do is come to bitmap, convert it to bitmap. All right, go to bitmap again, select mode black and white, and line art, and wait for it to load. So come over to this trace bitmap, outline trace, and line art. Wait for it to load and click on OK. Now what you're going to do is remove this, delete this one, and ungroup and delete this. Now scale this down a bit and place it over here, give it a yellow color. It's behind fill, guys, so select and use shift page up to bring it forward. So guys, this is what you're going to have. If you made it to this point, congratulations, guys. So this is what we're going to have. So we're going to copy this, we're going to cut this out, Control X, and I'm going to place this one here. And what we're going to do is give it a black color. And once you do that, we're going to break this apart using Control K. So we're going to place this one here and break this apart, Control K, and we're going to cut this and paste it here. So what we're going to do now is select this and give it sequel, but not the slant one. We're going to type sequel. Those guys creating this one, I wonder where they get all this name from. But anyway, we're going to bold this way, change the font of this also, sequel, and change to uppercase, shift F3 on your keyboard. All right, so I'm going to place this one here, change this one also, sequel, uppercase, shift F3 on your keyboard. So we're going to reduce this one and reduce this one, then place this one here. All right, guys, I believe you guys are learning something today. If you're learning something, guys, please smash that like button. All right, guys, so don't forget to subscribe. So I'm going to do the same today. So in order not to waste our time, so I'm going to just duplicate this way. So all you need to do, if you want to do shortcut duplication, all you need to do is just hold Control while selecting this, then drag to the left. All right, or hold Shift, anyone that works for you. Mine is Control, then left click or right click immediately. All right, so hold Control and drag this way, then right click immediately. So we're going to change this to 3, the 3 p.m. we're having here. So is 3 p.m. is what? Red carpet. All right, red carpet. So we're going to delete this, so to save our time. So what we're going to do is use our freehand tool and place a demarcation line here. Give it a black stroke this way. Let's increase the bits. All right, so this is what you're going to have. This is basically, guys, what you're going to have. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this one. All right, so we're going to give it, we've not included our dates. All right, the date is 21st November 2020. So what we're going to do is change the font to this. All right, let's remove the stroke. So I'm going to scale this down and break it apart using Ctrl K. All right, so I'm going to break it apart and scale this up this way. All right, so reduce this to rhyme with this, and we're good with that, guys. So what we're going to do is duplicate this and put first ST, scale this up, and basically place this here. And what I'm going to do now is bring in my rectangle tool and draw this way. All right, increase the stroke. All right, and increase the stroke to 1.5 points. All right, so what we're going to do now is convert the stroke to curve by right clicking on it, convert to curve. All right, so come over to your what is this called, shape tool. All right, so duplicate this, double click on this, add a node here. All right, add a node, just double click this. Once you double click this, you add a node. So come over to your property bar and select break curve. All right, so once you select this, you can see it has 2 arrows. So drag one arrow, as you can see it has broken the curve. All right, so what you're going to do is just bring this up, just bring this one up and bring this one down. All right, so this is what you're going to have. So I'm going to bring in my date icon. Let's reduce this one first of all, my date icon. So what I'm going to do is convert this to bitmap. All right, so what we're going to do now is go to your mode black and white, because guys, why I'm doing this is if we don't do this, we cannot change this color. As you can see, it's coming with a white background. So click on OK, go to your trace bitmap on your property bar, select outline trace, then line art, then wait for it to load. So in this case, guys, you can see it has removed most of our particles here. So what we're going to do is go to specify color and check on it, is back. So what you're going to do is click on OK. Now ungroup this. All right, so once you do that, it will enable you to kind of remove anything you don't want. All right, so as you can see, the other one came with white background. Now we're removing the white background due to the process we just took. So group it back and scale this down, and just put this here, just like eating rice and beans. So what we're going to do now, guys, is I'm going to bring in my rectangle tool again and draw this way. All right, draw this way and give it a white color. Now remove the stroke, and that is what you're going to have, guys. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in this one. All right, so we're going to arrange our supporters, the sponsors logos. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to scale this down and use my ruler. So I'm going to bring in this ruler this way and bring another one. Good. So what we're going to do is make sure it's always aligned to this and aligned to this. Now the next one we're going to bring is this Agita Works. All right, Agita Works logo, and it's basically aligned already. So what we're going to do is bring in this one. All right, bring in this one and scale it down this way. All right, so the next one is this one. Note, guys, all this tutorial is basically inspiration, guys. It's basically to give you guys inspiration on your designs. All right, We're not here to tell you that this is the best design on the world. No, 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 no. We are not the best. We're still learning. Everybody's learning, guys. So the next one I'm gonna bring is this one. All right. So I'm gonna crop this way. So let's place it here. And the next one we're gonna bring is this one. All right. So let's bring in this. And the next one is this one. And let's leave that scale this one here. So the last, not the least, the last but not the least, guys, is this glow luxury collection. Now this is what you're going to have, guys. The next thing I'm going to do is scale up all of this, and now we can delete our rulers. Once we're done deleting that, you can basically place this here, and basically, as you can see, guys, it's behind fill. So use shift page up to bring it to forward. So what we're going to do, guys, now is I'm going to basically place this one here, ungroup it, and we're going to take this up. Let's take this up so we have enough space. All right, so let's bring this one here. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to place this one here, place this one here, place this one here, place this one here, place this here, and place this here. Now place this here, and we're going to place this one here. So this is what we're going to have, guys. So let's scale this one up. You can see it's kind of small. All right, so let's scale this one up again, and we're going to reduce the frame. All right, so once you do that, you can bring it here and leave that to that. So what we're going to do is make sure it's at the middle. So the next one we're going to do is we're going to write supported by, then change the font to something sequel and leave that to that. I'm going to place this one here. All right, so let's leave that to that. So guys, the last but not the least, what we have here is we're going to scale this one up. Use Ctrl X to cut it. Right click and select edit power clip, then place this here. Then what you're going to do is just scale this down, and we're going to scale this down because we want to blend this to the background. So use your transparency tool, fade out this edge, convert to bitmap like we did earlier in the beginning of this video, then blend this one also. All right, now change the blend mode to overlay, and boom, guys, this is what we're gonna have, just like eating rice and beans. And if you love this video, guys, don't forget smash the like button, and don't forget, guys, to subscribe to this channel. And this is what you're gonna have, guys, and this is what you're gonna have, guys. So as you can see, this is how we design this superb and unique flyer. But the last thing we're going to add is we're going to bring in some highlights and add to this flyer we just designed. So the next thing we're going to do is, I've done this before and I've taught you guys before. So what we're going to do is bring in our ellipse tool. Pay attention, guys. Bring in your ellipse tool. All right, select your transparency tool and come over to your property bar, select your fountain transparency. All right, if you've selected, this is what you're going to have. Now come over to this again. I taught you guys every tool in CorelDRAW have its own property. Just for instance, guys, now we selected our text tool. Watch this. This bar here is not changed, but if you select your transparency tool, watch carefully, select. Now as you can see, it has changed. Now this is the property of transparency. Now select, as you can see, we have fountain transparency. So select it. While selecting your image, select it. This is what you're going to have. I didn't draw this, it came by itself. So immediately we click on that fountain transparency, as you can see, another tool of fountain transparency came up. Now we can select, you can see we have elliptical fountain transparency. All right, that's what we call this ellipse to ellipse. Ellipse is kind of like a globe shape. All right, so now select this one, and this is what you're going to have. So we can basically now come back to our merge mode and change it to screen. It's not having effects, but it will have effects now. So give this yellow and bring it into this. As you can see, it's having some highlights to our design. So let's place this one here, bring another one here. All right, so we're gonna bring another one here. All right, so finally let's add another one here, but we're going to change the color of this to blue. All right, so we're going to add another one to this part. All right, so I believe you're seeing the effects, guys. I believe you're seeing the effect. So let's add another one. It's not supposed to be that much, but let's add, but it's not meant to be that much. So I think we're good with that. So guys, if you have any question, if you don't understand anything in this video, guys, I believe you understand. I believe you understand. We're getting there, guys. So if you have any question, drop me a comment in this comment section. Let me know where you guys are watching this video from, and smash that like button, guys. And thank you for always being in this channel. See you guys in my next video.